I'm Ho Ping Chen, the Master Tailor of Grand Tailor Taipei. I pursued my career in bespoke tailoring back in 1976 and started managing Grand Tailor in 1992 when I was 29 years old. I've always had a special passion for bespoke suits. Not only does it represent masters passing their experiences down to the next generation, but also the aesthetic experiences accumulated along the way. As for the making of bespoke suits, although we follow rules and standards as well as being detail-oriented, we are also open to learn new things. That is why we've participated in numerous international competitions and accumulated lots of experience in Taiwan. Although this is a 45-year-old tailor shop in Taiwan, tons of young people as well as regular customers and officials from different fields love and trust our brand. We endeavor to do our best in the high-end bespoke tailor industry. We hope to assist the talents in Taiwan in making such high-quality products, allowing bespoke tailoring to become globally competitive. We work hard and strive for perfection. Welcome, Mr. Ren. Hello, Mr. Chen. Please, thank you. Hello, what brings you here today? Are you here for a bespoke suit? Yes, I'd like Mr. Chen to make a great suit for me. I'll prepare the fabrics first. I prepared fabric from the greatest brands in the world for you to take a look and choose according to your preference. First off, I prepared Loro Piana, Xenia, and the British brand Scabble, as well as different grades of fabric from different brands. For example, here are some fabrics from Xenia's newest 2024 Spring-Summer collection, which gives off a summer-type feeling. You can take these into consideration. Now, there are multiple different choices of fabric, I see. Now, out of linen, cotton, silk, and wool, we could choose one from the 4 natural fabrics that suits you the most. Next, fabrics have different grades as well. These are one kind, and these are a bit more British. It has an excellent texture and has a really good price as well. Moving on, I'd like to introduce an amazing fabric for suits. Sure, now this is Loro Piana's newest 2024 summer collection. You can feel the spring and summer vibes, colorful and beautiful with various colors to choose from. The fabrics feel nice and suitable for summer. It feels breathable. Now, on what occasion would you like to wear the suit? I'd like it to be formal and casual at the same time, meaning I could wear it on any occasion. Also, I do not want to look like somebody at a very young age. I'd like it to be mature. Now let me pick a fabric that suits your skin color the best, such as checks with a gray tone, which is classic and has a great texture as well. Here are the patterns for you to choose, but I'll grab the fabrics that match your requirements first. The suit should be great to wear formally and casually, which means that you have a multifunctional suit. Now I'll prepare the fabrics. Great! Allow me to introduce these 2 fabrics, one that has a darker color and the other with a lighter tone. This is a fabric from the Traveler collection of the Italian brand Xenia. This will make you look refreshing. It's this year's spring-summer mainstream blue with a touch of pale gray blue, and the fabric has excellent stretch. Secondly, I'd like to introduce this fabric. I highly recommend it. This is a fabric from the Italian brand Loro Piana. This Italian brand is really popular at the moment. The fabric is gray with blue check patterns. It's one of Loro Piana's Super 150s, durable and good looking at the same time. It has good texture and feels superb. It almost feels like the fabric is alive. The fabric has an excellent stretch and is the perfect choice for suits. I highly recommend it. You can give it a touch and feel it for yourself. It's soft. If it's hard to picture it, we can try it in front of the mirror to see which fabric fits your body and skin color the most. Now let's take a look at how the fabric looks on you. This fabric has a bright summer tone, very light. The other one that is gray with blue check patterns gives off a classical modern look. It's easy on the eyes. Which one would you prefer? I like the gray one with blue check patterns. This one. I think it matches your skin tone. It makes your skin glow and makes you look great. We'll go in this direction. I will now introduce the style. Now this is a single-breasted suit in a peak lapel style. You can see it more clearly here. The width of the lapel is a little bit more than half of a single shoulder width, giving off a vigorous and fashionable look. This is how it will look overall. Now the trousers are fit and falls around the ankles. We'll go in this direction. I'll now draw a sketch according to the proportion of your whole body, and we can make adjustments to your preference whenever you'd like. I'll sketch the peak lapel just slightly bigger than half of a single shoulder. We could make the lapel a bit higher if you find it to be too low. The buttons are located at the waist. Here are 2 buttons. The height of the lapel is about 3.5 inches down from the shoulder. Would you like your pockets to be slanted or straight? What would you recommend? If you'd like to have a more linear look, you can consider slanted pockets like this. If you'd like a more classical look, we can make straight pockets. Let me draw a straight pocket first. This is the jetted pocket which can hold your pocket square. This is how it looks right now. There are 4 sleeve buttons. Now you can take a look at the rough design of the suit. A single column with 2 buttons, peak lapel, made slightly larger, which is modern and classical. These are surgeon cuffs, meaning that they are working sleeve buttons. I'm going to make it a double bent. That is an overall design of the suit. Here's the sketch, wondering if you like it or not. I love it because the fabric looks nice and classical. It has a British style as well as the Italian modern feeling. This suit will look perfect in my opinion. Alright, okay. Now we're going to prepare the lining. There are lots of choices as well. We have ones with patterns, but I would recommend plain ones as they go well with check suits. For example, blue tones. There's another color that I think is suitable as well. This is a bit too light. Shall we try blue lining that matches the blue checks? It matches really well. We'll use the 103 as the lining fabric. After selecting our lining fabric, it's time to pick the buttons. This is a bullhorn button. It's made from natural horn and looks slightly foggy, but it has a polishing effect over time. We're done selecting the lining and we can choose the buttons that best complements the suit. We can choose from the brown tones. You can see that some are slightly foggy whereas others are a bit brighter. Which type of button would you prefer to go along with the suit? I would recommend going with a more classical style. The buttons that are slightly foggy actually matches the fabric quite well. You can choose the colors based on your preference. These are all for you to choose. I'd like this one. This one looks very modern and is one of the newer styles. I'll write it down for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-4, this will be the one that we're choosing. Now let's get ready for our measurements. We started from choosing the style of our fabric, lining fabric, and buttons. After we're done with that, it's time to start our body measurements. Okay, thank you so much. This way, please. Body measurement is deep, profound art. For example, the body shapes, skin tone, personalities, and preferences of people are all distinctive. There are a lot of people that go to the gym these days and their body is shaped just like Popeye the Sailor Man with a very wide upper body and a narrow waist. When it comes to ready-to-wear clothes, they're made to fit the majority of people. They're customized according to those that are 175 centimeters tall. Let's say you do not have a great body shape. The ready-to-wear clothes will not suit you well because the waistline, buttons, and overall length do not match your body. Those that are tall will feel suffocated since the size and length are not for them. We can see from the example here, those that go to the gym regularly and have a muscular body look too tight in these clothes, which means that the clothes are too small for them. Their waists are wide like gunny bags. How do we serve as a body shape makeup artist? How do we hide the tummy for those with a big belly and emphasize the waistline? Those with kyphosis will look upright. That's the whole aesthetic of clothes. A good-looking shirt is something that makes you look nice, one that takes care of your body shape and makes you look neat. Another important aspect is the importance of proportion, just like a painting. And the character, or in other words, our client depends on us to paint their body with the fabric that they've chosen and decide the right proportion to improve their appearance. As long as we customize the clothing to their body shape, it will make our clients look amazing. Your shoulder slope is 25 degrees. The average shoulder slope is around 19 to 20 degrees, so you have a steeper angle. Some people have a square shoulder, so that is why everyone has a different body shape. Let me get your shoulder slope so that I would have an accurate measurement for the suit. Yep, 25 degrees, so you do have a steeper angle compared to others. I will then have to make the shoulders a bit more sloped. This serves as a horizontal line for the chest measurement, which assists in accurately determining whether you are more upright or slouched. "36. Length of the front is 29. Width of front chest is 15 1/4. Chest circumference is 37. Waist circumference is 32. Waistband is 32 3/4. "38. Back width is 16 1/4. Shoulder width is 18 1/4. 24. Back length is 28. 61. Neck circumference is 15 1/8. Sleeve length is 24 1/4. Outseam is 38. Crotch length is 25 1/4. Front rise is 9 1/4. 29. Thigh circumference is 23 1/2. Calf circumference is 14 3/4. Seven inches for the leg opening. Okay, that's about it for the basic measurements. I'm going to use a mock suit to accurately determine your body shape, and I will make adjustments according to it. I will then make it with the fabric you've chosen. It will match you perfectly when you try it on. No problem. This is a handmade mock suit. Now this was not made to fit you, but I'm like a suit doctor. I will do measurements based on your body shape once you've put it on. Now that you have it on, this is how your shoulder looks. A bit slanted, falling at the ends. So I would need to make accurate calculations. You can see that it's loose where your waist is, and you can also check and see if you have different arm lengths. This is the length of your arm, and it seems that we can extend it more since it looks a bit too short. Now if we pull the sleeve out, this is where your shirt is, but I think it should fall around here. When we take a look at the length of the suit, do you think it's long enough? I think we could make it a bit longer. Now as for the balance of the chest line, this means we should start at the armpit precisely. I'll make sure to make accurate adjustments. We also have to make sure if you can raise your arms easily. I'll take detailed notes on the issue we just mentioned regarding your waist. So the measurements we've collected are your information, and the suit will be made according to them. I'll leave it to you. We can adjust the suit to fit your body perfectly, since we've already determined your body shape. We will utilize the measurements we made to make your suit with the fabric you've chosen. You will then try the suit on as we fine-tune the rest. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you, Mr. Chen. We are now going to craft cardboard patterns with the measurements we've written down, making sure that each part is measured precisely. The length is correct. As for the upper body measurements, once we're done with the length and the chest circumference, our shoulder width is half of 18 1/4. The most important part of the pattern sketch is that it should be in equal proportions. This is a single column with 2 buttons. I'm drawing the sleeve lining in the armhole. There are tools to measure the armhole accurately. We're now going to draw the lapel a half and just 1 centimeter more. Now we're going to draw the style, which is the peak lapel. That's about it. The size of the sleeves is 48. This is the width and depth of the sleeve lining in the armhole. The depth of the sleeve is approximately half of this length, and we go 1 inch straight down. It's going to be the same proportion for the other parts as well. There's about 5 centimeters till we reach the seam allowance. When we're done with the depth and size, we can start cutting out the patterns. We're done here. We've gotten all the information we needed after measuring his body. First off, he has steeper shoulders. This is the average shoulder slope, so we would need to drop his highest point. As for his overall body shape, he has wide shoulders with a smaller waist. When it comes to the sketches, not only do you need to measure the accurate length of his back, but also, nowadays, young people would like to make the waist a bit thinner. Let's say we usually have 4 inches for the chest, 3 inches for the waist, and 2 inches for the hips. You could also narrow it down 1 more inch from the top to make it fit. It is also possible to make other adjustments to make it even tighter, but remember, proportional scaling. You would need to leave more space for those that have a bigger stomach. This is just like ergonomics. Say this is a ball court. Let's put it this way. We can divide it into 9 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We start out from the top and move on to the stomach area, deciding whether to leave more or less space and finish up with the curve of the hem. That is how to display a full suit perfectly. This is the pattern for the trousers. This is the width of the waist, hip circumference, and the length as well as the outline of the leg opening. Some do not have perfect body shapes. For example, some may have bow legs while others may have muscular calves. These all have to be considered beforehand to ensure the trousers suit your client perfectly. So we always have the front and back panels of the trousers, which makes it a total of 4 panels. So this times a half is the whole pattern of the trousers, the depth, size, and length. Some like their trousers to be fit, so we'll make the leg opening smaller. There are also those that like wider leg openings, which is why we have to take our clients' requests into consideration when we are drawing the patterns to ensure the clothing is made to its best. We are now done with the patterns, and I hope this can perfectly reflect what our client wants. last thing we need to do is make sure that the sleeve lining in the armhole is the correct size. That way it'll turn out to be perfect. The warp and weft have to be accurate. When it comes to different types of fabric, you will need to look closely at the grain lines to determine the best place to match the checks. I want the warp and weft to match the checks, especially at the waistline. I believe that as long as we take our time and see the clothing as a piece of art, we'll be able to match the checks perfectly. I'd like to mention something here. I left this part out on purpose because you can see that the checks match. You can then make adjustments in case you don't have enough space for slouch backs. You can reserve some space before you start. Both sides should have the same proportion, which will then make the checks match. A lot of people don't know how to match the checks. I'll teach you how to do it correctly so that the checks match. You have to match the lines. Not just horizontal lines, but also the vertical lines. Now, for the positioning. When it comes to making suits, you should measure the point, line, plane, and checks accurately, just like a geometric pattern. The two connecting points should match. You need to match the checks of the crotch as well. The space we left out is all set. Okay. Now as for the crease, I want the curve of the waist and hips to be uneven so that it looks smooth. The warp and weft must be accurate. We are done with the trousers. You will need to cut it twice to ensure that the checks match, which is why checks are a bit of a hassle. There we go. The checks of both pieces must line up. It's alright to leave some extra space. We can make accurate adjustments after fitting it on. We always have to pay attention to the warp and weft when we're cutting checks, making sure that they are aligned. The bigger piece is the main one, while we use the smaller piece as a support. This is the most accurate way to ensure that the checks match. The two pieces have to be placed correctly both vertically and horizontally. We're done trimming the trousers. There are a lot of techniques throughout the handmade process. The most unique thing about bespoke suits is that it's made from scratch, fully customized according to the client's body shape. Whether it's basting stitches, making the canvas, creating the front and back panels, or the making of lapel, shoulders, and sleeves, they're all handmade here by the Grand Tailor team. High-quality horsehair canvas as well as original canvas can complement the shape of a good suit, allowing it to be flexible and stylish at the same time. The Grand Tailor consists of tailors from all ages. We have professional senior tailors as well as young juniors in our team. We pay attention to each and every step to ensure perfection. Good fabric contributes to an excellent piece of clothing. The Grand Tailor team provides the best canvas, techniques, and talents to craft the perfect suit. We as tailors are artists, and the suits we make for our clients is the art piece. The best suits and high-quality fabrics can all be found here in the Grand Tailor. I'd like to do some unboxing today. Let's take a look at some of the world's highest quality fabrics that we have. First off, I'd like to introduce the brand Loro Piana. Not only is it trending among the younger generation, but also celebrities as well. They have a special type of fabric called the vicuña, which is a fiber obtained from rare camelids. The one I'm wearing right now is made from vicuña. A high-quality fabric nowadays consists of a smooth and delicate weave. This is a 200s, a fabric made out of the best fibers. We have both the thin and thick fabric, as well as the pure vicuña. You can see it right here. I have a vast collection of some brands here in the Grand Tailor. This fabric is from Xenia. Just amazing. This is it. This fabric is scarce since it comes from the Peruvian Andes. You can take a look at the fabric. The only way to know the true value of a great fabric is to be able to see and feel it with your own hands. Look at how the light shines on the fabric. It's just as soft as the one I'm wearing right now. This is the dream fabric for everyone. One of God's gifts. Let's take a look at a different fabric. It's from Scabble, and it's also the most expensive pure vicuña in the world right now. The only way to feel its value is by touching it in person. This is the best piece in the world right now. The Grand Tailor also has gold, diamond, and now red other than the ones mentioned above. This red box contains the finest fabric in the world, which is the 250s. It's less than 12 microns and a suit would cost around $500,000. For those that want to make a suit out of great fabric at a reasonable price, the Grand Tailor not only provides great fabric at an acceptable price, but also the best fabric in the world as well. Including the ones you've seen, gold and diamond powder. Let me open it up. This fabric has lines made of gold and platinum to give it a luxurious style. As for this box, gray blue diamond powder is within the fabric and is loved by those who enjoy the expensive look. All of these are open to customize to your preference. There are also some unique fabrics such as this Super 150's wool blended with cashmere made with lapis lazuli, allowing the fabric to have a beautiful saturated color. These are all made with the finest materials. Scabble is known for being able to purchase exceptional fabric with money. Here's a very distinctive fabric. You're able to sew your name, love oath, or motto onto this fabric, which is a special way to customize your suit. The Grand Tailor strives to use the best fibers and the best fabric to make our exceptional suits. We live to let our clients shine.